Okay, in this video let's go ahead and construct the flow of the second flow. I'm going to go to architecture and go to flow, and what I can do is I can just draw a rectangle here and then fix the rest of the flow areas. So let's do that. That might be easier. You can also do big walls. That can be done, but then you might have to add more stuff here, so it might be just easier to just create a flow like this. I'm just gonna go and grab that and that's that. And we have the flow here. All we need to do now is add more flow to this section, and it should be on the outside of this glass curtain wall and on the outside of this glass curtain wall as well. So we'll add some lines. Let's use our line tool and then just trace over this section here. Here what we can do is we can do an arc and find the tangent like that, and then just come back. Alright, what we can do now is we can trim this off, but it's gonna mess up here, but it's okay, it's fine. So I'm just gonna trim. When you use the trim tool, you need to always select the sections that you want to keep. So you want to keep this one, you want to keep this one. So click here, click there, and it's going to ask you, do you want to unjoin? Yes, I want to unjoin because I don't want this section. And all I need to now do is just add another line here to connect it all. So I have this section done. I need to fix this spot here. So use the line tool again and then up to here, and then use my arc and then find the tangent and then use another line. Now this one might be a little bit more tricky, but I want a flow in this area as well, so I'm gonna go here like so and connect it here. So I have a flow in this section. Now I just need to trim this, and when I trim, this is gonna disappear as well, but that's fine. So let's go trim, and I want to keep this and this. So click here, click there, and that's gonna unjoin. That's okay. And I go get my line tool, just draw this up to this point, and that's it. So we have our flow. The next thing that I want to do is create the voids. So before doing that, let's finish the flow. Now we have the outline. Once you're done, click on the green checkbox here, check button here. It's going to ask you, do you, well, it's going to ask me, or say that I haven't saved my project. I would like to save it, so let's save it just in case. And then it's going to ask you, this is the more likely question that it's going to ask you once you finish your flow. Would you like walls that go up to this flows level to attach to its bottom? I don't want that to happen just because we've already created our cores. So if I say attach, then what happens is these just stop at the second flow level. So I'm not going to say attach, I'm just going to say don't attach. And now we have our flow. The next thing that I want to go ahead and do is add two voids here, one here and one here, so that we have a nice pathway or a bridge like so. To do that, you need to select your flow. Now it's already selected. Now what if you deselected it somehow, and how would you select it again? Now that might be a little bit tricky, but if you go to a corner, once your flow is highlighted like so, you click and your flow gets selected, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and say edit boundary, select the flow, say edit boundary, and then I want to outline this section here and this section here. Let's do that. I'm going to use my line tool first. So here what's happening is there's going to be a flow up to this point, up to this line here at least. So I'm going to start there. So like that, just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go up to this point here all the way, and like so, and up to here. The blue line is the flow. So here, instead of drawing it by line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the arc. Or what I can do is I can do pick lines as well. So let's do that. Pick lines, and that should have connected. If not, we'll have to go back and manually do it. Then I transfer back to my line tool. And there we go. And that should have created the void. Let's see if it worked. Click on the green checkbox. Oh, there's a issue here. I'm just going to say continue and see what the issue is. There is no connection here. So let's go ahead and connect these two and then finish it off. There we go. It's going to ask you the same question. I'm going to say don't attach. I can just click on this, but what if I wanted it to attach later on? So let's say don't attach, and there we go. We have a nice void here. Then I'm going to go in and create this void as well. Now the flow is already selected, but if it deselects, you can always go in and select your flow. Say edit boundary. Do the same thing that we did previously. So I'm going to start with my line tool. So let's start here. I'm just gonna ignore this section here. Just draw a straight line like so. All the way around our lift core, just like that. Nice and easy. Alright, it looks perfect. Go up to here, and then I can do my pick line tool, and then maybe select that, maybe select that, and then just connect these two. That seems a little bit funky, so let's do that. Alright. Okay, we have our second void completed. Let's see if it worked. Let's click on the green checkbox. There we go. Don't attach, and there we have our two voids. So that's how you create the flow for the second flow and create the voids for these two sections. If you need additional voids, for example, if you know how the staircase is going to be, we haven't really created staircases yet, and if you know how it's going to go, you can create voids there as well, but we'll get to it when we get to the point where we create staircases. But for now, that's the flow. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and create the third flow, and the third flow as basic flow. I'm not going to video record it because it's basically the same thing as the second flow, so you should be able to use this material to create the third flow.